you a leader or a follower? Do you find yourself going with the flow, or do you find yourself more often than not fighting against the current and trying to make waves? One of my favorite quotes of all time is by Papaji, and he says, "If you're acting like a sheep, don't blame the shepherd. You can't herd lions. Wake up and roar and you're free." If you aren't leading yourself, it's important to ask the question, who is leading you? Most people function on autopilot all of the time, barely aware of why they make decisions and why they make the choices that they make and why they behave and feel the way that they do. When you lack direction and you lack purpose, it is so easy to drift through life. And I know this because I've been there. Going with the flow, it's easy to be swept away in the current of what other people want and end up with a life that you don't want, with things that don't reflect the real you or the best you, whether it's friends, jobs, relationships, or maybe even the course that you're studying at university. How many decisions have you made because you thought it was the right thing to do, or you thought that you should be doing it, not because you actually wanted to? Or have you made decisions because it's what other people wanted you to do? Or worse, what they wanted to do, but they never got the chance. Now, this introduction is not, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. If there's one thing that it's really helpful to drop, it's self-judgment. But we do have to get real. We have to step up, we have to show up, and we have to take responsibility for our circumstances. Things can change for us, and they have to change for us, because to quote Tony Robbins, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it. We only get one life, we get one shot, one chance. How are you spending yours? Are you happy with the life that you find yourself in right now, with where you're at? Because everything in our life around us, and now there's always some things that are outside of our control. I think 2020 has really showed us that. But lots of things are within our control, and the things around us right now we have because we've chosen them. So I'm here to tell you that it's never too late to wake up. It's never too late to show up. It's never too late to start making different choices, because once you start making different choices, that's how you get a different life. So let's have a look at the 3-part series that the Essex Entrepreneurs Society are going to be putting on for you. So today we're looking at direction. So how to set direction in your life, how to find a purpose that really aligns with your values and makes you feel fulfilled and satisfied, because that's so important for my happiness. And I think that's important for lots of people's happiness too, is to feel like we're serving that purpose and we're meeting our goals. Number 2 is on motivation. That's going to be coming in January 2021. And further on down the line, we're going to be looking at how to stay on track, how to adapt to change, and how to keep that self-leadership as we grow and as we evolve and develop as people. But I don't know where I'm going, you ask. I hear you. I've stayed in places that I didn't want to be, with people that I didn't actually like, and in jobs that I hated because I kept waiting for something better to come along. I felt like if I just waited long enough, the perfect opportunity would arise, and I would know it when I saw it, and I would take it, and everything was going to be okay. Everything would just fall into my lap, and one day it would make sense. But newsflash, life isn't like that. There's no prince on a white horse racing in to sweep you away, to save you. You have to be that for yourself. And it's not even a case of you have to be that and it's a chore. It's actually a privilege, because most people don't. Most people don't show up for themselves. They don't make choices that serve their best interests. They don't do the things they really want to do. And they don't love themselves, and they just tolerate dissatisfaction. But I think just from the fact that you've shown up here today, that's not you. You don't want to be like that. I certainly don't. I once was, and I'm not anymore. You don't have to be like that. You get to choose. So we're going to take some steps today to find out what you actually want, what you really want, and then we're going to look at how to get you there. By the end of this webinar, you're going to have discovered your underlying values, how they are in this moment, and you're going to gain some clarity around what direction you want your life to be heading in. We'll be ending the webinar with an exercise where I'm going to invite you all to write your own mission statements, which is going to set a direction for you to move and grow towards finding your purpose. Next time, we're going to be setting some short and long-term goals for you to work towards, and we're going to goals happen so that one day you'll wake up in a life that was actually meant for you, the life that you deserve, and the life that you're going to thrive in. Finally, in part 3, which will be at some point next term, we're going to look at strategies of how to stay on track through the ups and downs of life, how to learn to adapt to change in the outside world and within yourself. I've just had a message pop up to say my internet connection is unstable, so if I drop out at any point, please just hang on and I'll hop back in the call. Hopefully that won't happen though. So first, I want you to all grab a pen and paper. So go and grab a pen and paper, and then please pop me a message in the chat to say that you're ready. Okay, I'll wait a couple of minutes for you all to go and grab a pen and paper. You can do it on your phone as a note or on your laptop, but I like good old-fashioned pen and paper the best. It means you can circle things a bit easier. So go ahead, go and grab that, and then let me know when you're ready to start. Perfect, Kevin's ready. Camilla, Miguel, ready. So Julia and Camilla. Perfect. Okay, so number 1, we're going to be doing an exercise on finding your values. I'm not sure if you've seen this exercise before. They're all slightly different and they all have slightly different words. And I like to do them on a semi-regular basis because as you experience more things, as you grow, as you develop, your values tend to shift and evolve with you. So keep an open mind. What I want you to do is read through this list and write down every value that resonates with you. Every value. So don't overthink your selection. Just write down the words that you feel represent you, that are important to you, that mean something to you. I'm going to set a timer here for 3 minutes, so we don't have too long to do this. So you've got 3 minutes to write it down. So decide how many you want to choose in that time. Another thing, if there's something that you don't see on that list, just write it down. If there's something else that you think is more relevant, write that down instead or as well of. If you've done the exercise before, just give it another try with an open mind. You never know what's going to jump out at you. Okay, so I've just put a timer on for 3 minutes and we'll just wait for everyone to do that. If you finished before, maybe pop in the chat box, because if everyone's done, we can get on to...
Somebody's joined.
So 2 minutes left.
I think somebody just joined. You perhaps want to maybe tell them what.
That's all right, Julia. I'm sure they'll catch on. So we're just writing down our values from this list, everything that resonates with us, on a piece of paper. 2 minutes left on the clock. If there's anything that you want to write down that's not on the list, go ahead and write that down instead, or as well as. And I'm going to keep quiet for a minute so that you can all concentrate. Well, I'm going to write my values down too. Okay, so 30 seconds left. Ten seconds, and then we'll move on to the next slide. Is everybody done? You want to let me know in the chat box if you want some more time. Okay, I'll just give you a minute more so that everyone's finished, and then just pop it in the chat box when you've written down all the values that resonate with you from that list.
There's so many, but also some of them are kind of double also. So
Yeah, some of them on there have similar meanings, so maybe just pick one of them, or whichever wording resonates with you more. Or make up your own word, add in a different word, perhaps. It is up to you. They're going to be your values. How is everyone getting on? Feel free to come off mute. Let us know if you want to. Or pop it in the chat box. Camilla's ready. Brilliant. Just wait another couple of minutes. Kevin's ready. Fabulous. Julia's ready. Sorry, this is probably really putting the pressure on people who haven't finished yet. We'll just wait a minute longer and then move on to the next slide. Yes, Camilla, it is so easy to almost put down the whole list. There's a lot on there that resonates with me too. But we have a little interactive exercise, and then we're going to do some work on narrowing them down. Okay, so this is a bit of an experiment for me on the next slide. We're going to have a go at putting all of our values together and making a word cloud. So Vivox, you don't need to download the app if you don't want to. You can just go onto your mobile phone browser or on your laptop to vivox.app. Type in that meeting ID of 174350924 to join. And it should link us all together. And while everybody's doing that, before we actually put them into a word cloud, we're going to do a second little exercise on narrowing our values down. So we've probably all just pulled a lot out of that big list. I mean, I've pulled about 15 out, maybe even 20. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all of our values into 4 or 5 groups. So for example, I've picked out adventure, challenge, growth, and learning. And they're all quite similar for me. So I'm going to put them all under the heading of growth. I'll type the website into the chat box as asked. So it's literally just put into your URL bar vvox.app. Julia says session not found. Okay, I'll just log on to vvox quickly. Oh, there you go. I'm just restarting the meeting. It looked like it timed out. Yeah, so it says the meeting started, so that should be letting you join. In the meantime, if I just run through the exercise on narrowing it down quickly, and then while we're waiting to get everyone logged in, everyone else can be doing that. So put your values into 4 or 5 groups and pick one out as a top value for that group, as like a title, as a category. So another one I chose was creativity, innovation, vision. So I put that all under creativity. Okay, so do you want to all do that? And if you do manage to get connected, please let us know in the chat box. Yep, so Camilla's logged on, Julia's logged on. Katara, sorry if I've mispronounced that, you're connected, that's brilliant. Camilla's logged on. Okay, have we put our values into categories? I'm just going to do mine quickly. Okay, so fingers crossed that this is going to work for us. On your phones or laptops, type in your values, press enter, and they should appear on this word cloud. So we'll be able to see them all together, but it should be anonymous. Don't quote me on that, so we'll see, but it should be anonymous. So if you don't want your name to it, that's fine. And any second, it should all link in together.
I don't have anything to type in yet.
Okay, it may be that I need to start something else on vvox. Sorry about that. Oh, there you go. Sorry, now it should pop up on your phone with a poll, so you can type in your response. Can you see that, Julia? Has that worked?
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. I can see people are typing stuff in.
It's gone.
Sorry, I've just opened it on the PowerPoint, so you may need to type them in again, but that will be it now, so it would work. Sorry for that. So I'll give everyone a couple of minutes to type them in. Oh, we've got some really good ones. think this is going to be really interesting actually, because we've got such a diverse range of values coming through, which is brilliant. So at the bottom of the screen there, you can see it's a 40-second countdown, and then the poll's going to close and it's going to show us in a word cloud. So we can see how much we match, how diverse we are, how many different values shine through. It's quite interesting to see all of the different ones coming in. Six seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Here we go. Any second now, it should be showing up on the PowerPoint presentation as a word cloud. Come on.
I think you have to press the next button also to make it show, no?
Sorry, Julia, what button do I have to press? Julia taught me, Julia showed me VBox for the first time the other week. So
the right key, like basically saying next slide.
Okay.
Yep, and now
it's come up to say poll closed, published results. Here we go. Okay, so this is a word cloud of all of the values that we've just typed in. So proactivity, that's a big one that's come through. We've got growth, caring, adaptability, chastity, stability, dedication, gratitude, fairness. Someone's put Julia as a value. Very nice. I value Julia. That's pretty interesting to see. All of our values that have come through. So now that we have a bit of clarity around what our personal values are, let's try and put them into a mission statement. So one way that we can help with these values to turn them from singular words into actions and verbs is try and change the wording around a little bit. So it might help to add a verb in front of your word. So if you put down growth, you value growth. So therefore, part of your purpose or mission statement is growing. Mine was empowerment, because I value empowerment, but actually I want to be doing the empowerment. I want to be empowering. Okay, so let's think of another one. Challenge, for example. If your value is challenge, you want to be challenged. Okay, so try playing around with the tense there and with the wording, with turning it into an action word, because that's going to help us when it comes to our mission statement in about 5 minutes time. We're going to run slightly over time tonight, I'm afraid. I reckon there's probably about 10 minutes left in this presentation, so if you do need to drop off, just go ahead, but I'll try and run it through as quickly as I can. So this is a graphic that I found online that I really like. So you can see there are some things that we are really good at and we might get paid for, but we don't love them and no one really needs it. So you've got the professions, the passion, the mission, and the vocation. And the ideal thing that we're looking for is our purpose. And that's something that meets all of those needs. Here's something that I've found online. I saw this quite a long time ago. And when I saw that, I really thought, wow, that resonates with me. That is something, because I was struggling for a long time to figure out what I wanted to do, what job I wanted. And I've come to realize that a job can't actually fulfill me completely. A job is something that can be lost, it can be taken away. You never know what's going to happen. And I've also seen people work for 20 years to get to the top of their professions, and they get there and they just feel empty and unsatisfied. And it's not what they thought it would be. It's a goal they set for themselves a long time ago. It wasn't really aligned to their values. It hasn't evolved with them. and it doesn't serve their life mission. So it feels empty. So a mission statement, it's self-given, it aligns with your values in a way that a job just can't. And it's a purpose that goes far beyond 9-to-5 employment. It's something that can never be taken away from you or lost. And the best part about it is you get to choose it and you get to change it. So that's why we're going to, in our last exercise today, have a go at writing our own mission statements. So here's an example for you. At the top here, that's my mission statement from earlier this year. Challenge injustice, exploitation, and abuses of power. Since leaving insurance last year and allowing myself to choose my own life path, my career aspirations have fluctuated in the details, in the small parts. So I've been unsure about what roles I want, maybe what area of law I want to practice. I'm a law student, by the way. But my underlying purpose remains clear throughout all of that. I went to an Essex Startups event last year, and the one value that really shone through for me was empowerment. And that's still my biggest underlying value and my biggest motivation. I want to empower other people. That's why I'm doing this event tonight. Hopefully you're all going to leave here with a bit more clarity about your purpose and feeling empowered. So I display my mission on my LinkedIn profile because it reminds me of my why. Now, I want you all to just take a couple of minutes here and have a go at writing your own mission statements. So just before I asked you to turn your values into verbs, so empowerment turned into empowering. Give it a try. Just try it. Try and piece together a sentence or two to really capture your values and turn them into a mission statement. And that mission statement can evolve as your life goes on. So at the beginning there, I said that was at the beginning of this year. A couple of weeks ago, I decided to change it into actually just my mission to empower as many people as I can. It doesn't need to be injustice, exploitation, or abuse of power. I've really filtered it down. So you can change this as your life moves on, as you grow and change. Don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can go back to it in a week, a month, even a year, and tweak it, rejig it. It's just to serve as a reminder to yourself about your why, about what you're really about, and what you truly value. So let me know in the chat box once you've had a go at that. And if anybody wants to, it would be great if this is the last exercise. So it'd be great if we could come off mute at the end and maybe just have a little discussion about how you found today's event and what mission statements we wrote. If we could share those, that would be really nice if anyone's open to that. For me, the most important part about having a mission statement is that it helps me to stop being swept away in other people's dreams and other people's desires. Because I've been a massive people pleaser in the past, and I haven't been great with boundaries, which I'm really working on. So I have been swept away in what other people thought was good for me, not with what I wanted. So writing this has really helped me to clarify what my goals are, and hopefully it will do the same for you. So I'll keep my mouth closed for a couple of minutes and leave you to get on with it. And please just let us know in the chat box or come off mute when you're done if you want to stay for a little chat and share with each other. For anyone that has to jump off the call, I appreciate we've gone over time, so I just want to thank you for coming today, and I hope that you've gained some value and some clarity from this presentation. I hope you've had some fun, and I hope that you leave feeling uplifted, because we could all do with some of that right now. I will be sharing a link to a feedback link, which I'll email to you all afterwards. So thank you very much.